Israeli airstrikes have hit central Beirut, targeting a building in the Bashoura neighbourhood, according to Lebanon's national news agency. Witnesses reported a large blast and thick smoke rising over the area shortly after Israel issued an evacuation warning for the site. The strike was part of a wider wave of Israeli attacks across Lebanon that killed at least 20 people and wounded 24 on Wednesday, according to Lebanon's Ministry of Public Health. At least 6 people were killed in strikes in Beirut, with dozens more injured. Reporting from the Lebanese capital, journalists said that multiple regions across the country came under heavy bombardment overnight, including areas in southern Lebanon and the Bekaa Valley in the east. In Beirut, one of the strikes destroyed a 15-story building, which local reporters said had been partially hit earlier in the week but was completely demolished in the latest attack. Israel's military claimed the building was being used by Hezbollah to store cash, though the claim had not been independently verified. Lebanon's state media also reported airstrikes on the southern city of Tyre and nearby Al-Burj al-Shamali, as well as attacks in the Bekaa Valley. In the town of Samar, at least 4 people were killed after Israeli strikes hit several homes, according to Lebanese authorities. Israel's military also said it had begun what it had described as limited ground operations in southern Lebanon, issuing evacuation warnings to residents of several towns near the Zahrani River and the Tyre region. Residents were told to move north immediately as fighting intensified. The escalating violence has caused a major humanitarian crisis in Lebanon. According to the Lebanese Health Ministry, at least 912 people have been killed since Israel began its offensive on March 2, including 111 children. More than 2,200 people have been wounded, while over 1 million people have been displaced from their homes. The United Nations Human Rights Office has warned that attacks on residential buildings and civilian infrastructure may constitute war crimes under international humanitarian law. UN officials said that deliberately targeting civilians or civilian objects is prohibited under the laws of war, and warned that large-scale displacement orders could also violate international law. Meanwhile, Hezbollah leader Naim Qassem has outlined conditions for ending the conflict. Those include Israel halting its attacks, allowing displaced residents to return to their homes, releasing detainees held by Israel, and withdrawing Israeli troops from Lebanese territory. Despite the bombardment, Hezbollah fighters remain active in southern Lebanon and say that they are trying to prevent Israeli forces from advancing deeper into the country. The broader regional conflict was triggered on February 28 when US and Israeli forces assassinated Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in Tehran, prompting Hezbollah to launch rockets towards northern Israel days later. Since then, the fighting has expanded into a multi-front conflict involving Iran, Lebanon, and Israel, raising fears of a wider regional war. International concern over the conflict is growing. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz warned that the Israel's ground offensive in Lebanon risks worsening what he described as an already dire humanitarian situation.